What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? AJ Gore here, and we are live once again with a little KastKing live fun going on. We're going to have special guests coming to you guys in just a moment, Mr. James Elam. But first, I'm going to let all of you guys start loading in, saying hello, and we'll get things going. But what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to post a link into the comment section here. That way, for the products that we're going to talk about tonight, you guys will be able to instantly click those. YouTubers, you should already see that in the description as we went live earlier. But as you'll see here in just a moment, that stuff will be jumping onto Facebook right now for you guys. Hold on, it's loading. There it goes. So we definitely have those comments loaded up for YouTube. For some reason, Facebook is not loading up those. So, oh, there it goes. It all loaded in one shot on Facebook. So cool. YouTube got it. Right on. All right, so let's go ahead and jump in the comment section, see who we got coming in right now. Of course, Gary E., what's happening? Dave, what's going on? We got B-Man in the house. Rick, what's up to you? Bob, is Gary always first? I think Gary is. Mandy, glad to have you. Let's see who else we got in here. Uncle Yukon, we got some Facebook people jumping in. Paula Hoffman, hello. Jennifer Muse, what's going on, girl? I ain't seen you in a long time. I don't know if you're going to be at the Classic, Jennifer, but if you are, which you usually at all those big shows, maybe I'll run into you. I'll see you there. Who else we got in here? Doug, what's happening? B-Man, what's going on? Man, I wish you guys could see. I can actually see what James is doing. He's in the background waiting to come on. It's kind of funny. A minute ago, I had an earshot. I was like, what am I looking at? But anyways, we got bouncing in for a minute at work. Well, Doug, glad to have you. Thanks for coming in. Jennifer, you are going to the Classic. I will see you there. I won't be at Redcrest, but then I'll be back for iCast. So Redcrest, I got too much stuff going on. I'm going to Classic. Then I got a convention in Vegas for the automotive industry the following week after. So I drive back from the Classic, get home on Monday, and drive Tuesday morning straight to Vegas from Arizona. So a lot of road trip for me. And then, of course, got my anniversary in April, son's graduation. Then we've got iCast coming in. So it'll be a busy summer for me too. Busy first coming months. But all right. So without further ado, let's go ahead and bring in our special guest, Mr. James Elam, fresh off of his 8th place finish in the MLF Mass Pro Shop Tour. James, what's going on, brother man? How you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How about you, AJ?
I'm doing all right. You know, just real quick, I want to tell you, you had that video where you were draining your Suzuki with the lower unit that freezes, and I've got the 2000 Johnson, right? 150. Cliff is always giving me crap. When are you going to get rid of that old Johnson or get a new boat? I'm like, when you pay for it, Cliff, that's when. Well, The other day, my Johnson was kind of giving me some fits, and I thought, you know what? If I'm going to power this thing, I'd like to do a new Evinrude because my dad was always an Evinrude guy, which Evinrude Johnson, same thing when they were OMC, God rest his soul. Same thing with Evinrude because they're done, they're gone. So I kind of don't really want to do that. Or I was going to do a new Suzuki because I've always been a Suzuki guy in the dirt bike industry. And I just priced out a brand new Stealth 150, and my Lord, that was a chunk of change. But, I mean, they're all that way. Mercury, I think, was a little more expensive, and Yamaha, same thing. But I'm contemplating, do I want to do it? And it's 20 grand. 20 grand, all said and done for a new outboard. And I'm like, so if you got any coupons laying around for for a Suzuki 150 Stealth, let me know. So
if you do get Suzuki and you spend that 20, it's gonna run forever. It's not gonna cost you any more money.
Right.
Everything's so expensive nowadays. We just bought a stinking truck a couple weeks ago. It's just, man, everything's tough.
What kind of truck did you get?
A dually.
A dually? Oh,
yeah.
So diesel, I'd imagine.
Yeah. So a Power Stroke. Yeah, got a F350. But man, they're just so expensive.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If you bought brand spanking new, got used.
It's not brand new, but
okay. Still though.
Yeah.
I can tell you right now, a brand or a used Power Stroke dually. What year, if you don't mind me asking?
2020.
2020. So you probably don't want to say what you paid, but you paid a big chunk, guaranteed, because they're not giving them away.
Brand new, those trucks are like 80, 90 grand. It's Everything's tough. I mean, it's tough to be a outdoorsman, isn't it?
It is. It is. You know what? I'm fortunate to work in the automotive industry. So I just had to put a new transmission in my truck a month ago in my
Yeah.
F-150. I got a 2013. I bought it cash a couple years ago because I love the EcoBoost, and they're just nasty towers. And I've been building this thing, giant intercooler, bigger charge pipes, 3-core aluminum racing radiator. I've been putting all kinds of stuff into it. And then tranny goes. Got a big giant Ford Raptor cooler in it, and the tranny tank. But they're known. They just put a recall out. That should tell you something. They put a recall out for those old 6R80s, and they're like easily 10 to 15 years old. And they just put a recall out for the way the trannies shift, and it kills them. And it was too late. Mine went.
There?
What's that?
6R80, the transmission that's in there.
That's in mine, yeah. So what do you have an F-150?
No. I was just asking what 6R80 was.
Oh yeah, the 6R80 is the transmission. That's the type of tranny.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I had to throw a new one in there, and luckily, I got my dealer cost, and I did all the work. So that saved me thousands that way. But it's just gross. It's gross. And then working in the fishing industry, thank God for sponsors, and thank God for working for KastKing, because what's one thing is I'm not rod and reel poor, but even with the cost effectiveness of KastKing, like I don't know how people can afford to do stuff these days. It's gross. I mean, a new half ton is $60,000.
Yeah, but KastKing's different. The affordable part of that company, like they make it a lot easier for us to have 10 to 15 different rod setups instead of one rod costing you $600-700.
Exactly.
And for 100, 200, that's really, really good. And same thing with the line, and it performs well, so yeah, thank God for them.
Yeah, it's insanity. It's insanity. But what's one thing that's nice about how expensive everything is? At least you cashed a check at your last tournament, and it was a decent check. So
yeah, it was good.
That's nice. It's nice. Now it's an 8th place finish, and you were on the Harris chains of lakes, and that's in Florida, correct?
Yep. It's a really neat fishery. You've got like 7 different lakes, and basically that whole area is kind of like suburbia, or kind of like a small city, not too big, but if it tells you anything, I did Uber a couple nights, and it's just really convenient, and you can kind of centralize yourself and stay in a place that's in the middle of all those lakes, and it's just a really nice place for a bass tournament overall. You got everything you need there. But basically, you've got Lake Harris, you've got Lake Eustis, you've got Dora, Beauclair, Griffin, and Apopka. And there's also like 2 or 3 other small lakes attached to some of those. But those are the main 5-6 lakes that are there. And you've got an option to fish any of those.
Now, do you have so you said you have an option. Are you able to fish them however you want, when you want, throughout the entire thing, or do you have to kind of like pick what you're doing and let them know what you're doing?
The tournament league?
Yeah, say instead, you fish stage 2, cameras are on you. What are you allowed to do? Are you allowed to jump to, because all those lakes are connected, right?
Yeah, so there are 2 locks basically on the system. There's one lock going from, well, I'll just start off this way. Lake Harris, Eustis, Dora, and Beauclair are all, boat to them, just however long it takes you to get from one to the other. Sometimes you have to idle through a canal to get to the other lake. But there's 2 other lakes, Griffin and Apopka, that are separated by locks, and you have to lock into those. But during the day, you could try to fish all those if you want, but really, you're kind of married to one. If you go to Lake Griffin, or if you go to Apopka, you're kind of stuck there for the day, or that's your main thing, because it takes so much time, locking through and everything. So it's one of those deals to where it's just really hard to run and gun other lakes unless you stay in the ones that are, the 4 or 5 that are connected to each other. You can run and gun through those a little bit.
Now, do you have to pay? Like, how do you do the lock system? Do you roll in there and you got like a little swipe card and you go, like you throw a 20 to the guy that operating the locks? Like, how does it work?
I imagine that's a I don't know who operates those particular locks, but I imagine, it's a public funded operation. If I had to guess, maybe the state of Florida has some kind of navigable, uh, you know, thing that they, have set up to where, there's a certain agency that runs that. I'm not really sure, but that generally is the case, and it's just free, to the public. You just have to. One of the things about some locks, like where I'm from, if you fish the Arkansas River, it's kind of a really steep drop. It takes a lot of time for it to either fill up or drain the water out. So there's might be a 7 or 8 foot drop or rise when you're in there. So that takes a long time.
Right.
And sometimes you have barges on rivers and stuff like that, but you don't really have that in Florida. The Florida locks are really pretty small, and they're only like 2 or 3 feet at the most of a drop or a rise, sometimes just a foot or something like that. So it's a pretty quick deal, especially in Major League Fishing. It makes a lot of sense to you really kind of get scared off of locking, when you back to a weigh-in, and that's not really so much the case, in Major League Fishing and in Florida.
So I just had to put this up here. Rumor has it James is the only source for a cool KastKing hat. Looked on Tackle Warehouse and last night at KastKing's website, nothing. You know what, guys? I understand. Now, I'll be honest with you. You can't go and make your own KastKing hat. You have to have the written, expressed permission from ownership and marketing department in order to do so. Luckily for myself and James, we know a guy and we're allowed to get custom hats made. But unfortunately, yes, this is true. You have to wait until a hat to your liking makes it to the website. So hopefully you see something coming soon that you deem as cool. But yeah, James has been known to have a little bit of a cool hat or two, and I like it as well.
It's important that I like my hat because, I wear them 90% of the time. That's my work outfit. So it's got to block the sun. It's got to be comfortable. And yeah, thanks for liking my hat. I love it.
So other than your cool hat, what was a big thing how did the tournament play out for you? I mean, for those that didn't follow it, what was it like going in there, picking did forward facing sonar really play a big factor for you? I know a lot of guys didn't hardly even look at it. There were guys that didn't use it for almost the entire tournament and they just went fishing. I mean, but in Florida, in some of those lakes, I mean, and that was right around the spawn. It was probably in mid swing. Like there were still fish on beds from what I was hearing.
Yeah. I would say that really surprised me. The lake I fished, I think a lot of them had already spawned, truthfully. I mean, I caught very few fat ones that, I was kind of fishing offshore and I was catching a few pre-spawn fish. And when I would go up also and look, for bedding fish, in practice, I just wasn't seeing them like you would when it's on.
Right.
And not catch them in the pads and places, they do spawn beside, the places you won't see them so much. As far as forward facing goes, we were in Florida. So that's just really a lot of times, less of a deal.
Right.
Less dominant there. You can definitely not do it and do very well and compete. I did use it though, but that like but a lot of guys were going to a pop, and it seems like the way it fishes, and especially during the time we were there, you're just best off just picking up a flipping stick, having 3 on the deck, and just going. And you really just don't use it, and they're on 2 foot of water,
Yeah.
And I fish Lake Griffin, and it's a little bit more of a offshore. It kind of fishes more offshore, and those fish get out in that grass. There's a massive amount of grass there, and those fish are just kind of used to that, and they just live out there. And it might be 7 foot of water, it might be 4 foot of water, but one thing's for sure, it's way off the bank, and it really helps, especially like in practice, finding those fish, finding the bait, finding the shad, and finding what they're relating to, and you can see the different types of grass. So I use the active target a lot, for that. And I used it during the tournament, the one period that we could use it. I caught probably 3 or 4 fish, flipping a drop shot on them.
Okay. So, and like you said, you were fishing offshore quite a bit too. So a little bit out in the deep. What was the deepest how deep do those lakes get, or the lake that you fish? How deep was it? Was it a very is it 50 foot, 100 foot, 300 feet?
What's your guess?
Oh God. Well, so the lake that I fish primarily, Roosevelt Lake here in Arizona, can get up to 180 foot deep in certain areas. So out there in Florida, it's pretty dang flat. I would say 48 feet.
I don't know if I've been on a lake in Florida and it's been deeper than 20 feet.
Oh, really? Okay.
Like little mud puddles, like literally just little bowls. And
Yeah.
I know how deep Griffin got. I didn't really even look, and I don't even look when I'm there. But man, I know I'm pretty sure a Apopka doesn't get over 5 or 6 foot. And I know if you go to Hatchinahaw on the Kissimmee chain, it's 7 foot max out in the middle of it.
Oh, wow.
I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly. But a lot of those lakes might not be, but 15, 20 foot deep at the most. And a lot of them are less than that.
Now, do you have to worry quite a bit about running aground? I mean, that's no, you just go, you hammer down and go, pay attention to your electronics and just get it.
I mean, if you just don't get close to the closer you get to the bank, you can't drive. Eventually, like in Florida, you hit a reed line or something like that, and there still will be water for another 100 yards or so, but you can't drive through that. You know what I'm saying? You can basically drive a lot of stuff and run through a lot of vegetation, like hydro and stuff. You can set it down where it's too shallow, and you do not want to do that. And you'll be stuck, and you'll have to get an airboat. But out as far as just common sense, just running out in the middle, just where you see. I mean, you just really don't have to worry about much unless somebody's dredged and dumped that dredge stuff out in the middle somewhere. Usually they have that marked, but I think there's a few places on Lake Okeechobee that are like that, and I have hit one of them. I came out of a canal and I cut it too soon and ran over the bank of that dredged out part, under the water. And of course that's dredged out shell and hard bottom that they've dug up and put up. But usually you don't have to worry about too much. Just whatever makes sense, really.
Right. This Kyle right here, he says, I fished the Ozarks on a Z21 Nitro and was so confused when I was 30 foot from the shore and it was 70 foot deep.
Yeah.
Yeah. In Arizona, man, I'll tell you what, like the lake that I'm talking about that I fished the most, it gets deep, man. I've caught them drop shot a lot in 62 foot of water. And that's, you either let them go right as soon as you catch them and let them go right back down and try not to blow up like footballs, or you learn how to fizz a fish. And that's still hard on them. You know what I mean? At 62 foot, bringing them up fast like that. And it's rough, but it feels like a hell of an accomplishment when you do it though. You're like, man, that was nifty. So it's crazy. Yeah, it is. It is wild. But so you were fishing off. You said you caught a couple drop shot. What was your key to really, what would you say was the technique that paid the bills for you in this tournament? Was it finesse fishing or was it going out there and flipping?
It was both. There's so many times in Florida that you have to make those bass react, whether that be, there's just so many times I've been there and you can't hardly catch them fishing slow or finessing. It seems like unless it's a drop shot or a Cinco or something like that, or some kind of worm, and even, for this term, they just really weren't on a worm that well, except for a drop shot. But the key for me was, the first day I decided I'm going to go fish Lake Griffin, for practice. The first day of practice, I had a really good tournament there last time we were there, so I had to go check it, right? So I went there and it was pretty decent, and I felt like at that point I'm I need to just go again the second day and double down on it, because that's how you do really well. Find more and more and more, and all in a close proximity. And it was good enough. I was getting enough bites to give me that feeling that I could do well there. So
Okay.
kind of committed to that. And the main thing for me was, the first day of practice, I did a lot of different things, just trying to figure out what most of the fish were doing. And, by the end of the day, most of the action was out in the grass and on bait. And that those fish had the bulk, the majority of those fish had already done their thing and they were out on bait already. So, anytime you're fishing massive grass flats and areas like that, and you have no way of really knowing what to look for, and you just old school chunking and winding and fishing fast and hard, it's kind of the way to go. So you have to have a couple baits like a lipless crankbait really are the two best search weapons in the grass. And that was the plan. And actually, they were on the lipless really good. So, and especially in practice. So once I, kind of knew that and figured that out, that's what I locked in my hand. And every time I would get around fish, that's when I would experiment with different things and see what else they'd bite and try to figure out, what they were related to and stuff like that.
Now, what are you throwing your lipless crank? Okay, two questions. What's your favorite lipless crankbait? If you're sponsored and you've got a lipless crankbait guy or company that is just the bomb, now's your time to promote for them. If not, and you just have a favorite, what lipless crankbait's your favorite, and what combo were you blasting that lipless crankbait with?
As far as the lipless goes, the Live Target's a really good one. They've got a golden shiner lipless vibration trap is what it's called. They have a color called gold black, I believe is what it is. And it's a golden shiner color. And
Okay.
gold, that's really effective in Florida. And as far as how I was throwing it, that's very critical to be efficient with that. And I was throwing on a 40-pound hammer braid.
Really? Okay.
One of the few times I'll trap with braid is in Florida, just because there's so much grass.
Right. You got to
And
yank it out of there.
just one little fast crank, of the reel handle, just a little bit faster, will clean that bait off from the grass.
Okay.
Other than that, the 7.6 swim bait rod and the Speed Demon line from KastKing was the best rod for me that I landed on. You got that extra length. You need some stiffness to it, but you want a little bit of tip, and that swim bait rod's perfect for that. Sometimes if I was throwing something that was a little bit more moderate, like a crankbait rod, it would have too much give, and you wouldn't have enough power to rip out of the grass. You're not worried about anything else until you hook them. And once you hook them, you just pray that they stay on, because, of course, that rod's a little bit stiffer and you got braid.
Yes, yeah, you lose all your stretch and give. You have braids, so there's no give there. You got the backbone of that swim bait rod, but you're doing everything with the tip. Yeah, you're just hoping them trebles hang on, don't tear holes, don't bend, and they don't shake it. So yeah. Now, outside of Florida, what's your primary go-to for throwing a lipless? What's the combo there?
Honestly, in a lot of other grasses. This is funny now that we're talking about a lipless. In the first term of the year in practice for that event, I caught a 10-11 at Conroe.
Wow.
On a lipless.
On a lipless.
And that was hydrilla that was fairly shallow. When I was throwing 17 and 15-pound line fluorocarbon. And that's what I generally do is 15. That's where I start.
That's my favorite for lipless.
17 if the grass is a little shallower, or if I want to, it's just a shallower water deal. But usually 15. But I was throwing the Asage rivet because, for me that's kind of like a medium heavy rod. That's just kind of what I like for ripping grass with fluorocarbon. And that's just a classic, like, Texas scenario is 7 foot medium heavy, 7.2 foot, 7.2 medium heavy with 15 or 17 pound fluorocarbon, and a 1/2 ounce or 5/8 ounce lipless crankbait. That's just kind of the really the perfect scenario. And I was battling between the bassinator and the 8-to-1 gear ratio, the old bassinator. I use it a whole lot for that, just mostly ratio. And then the mega jaws, the red mega jaws, 9-to-1.
Okay.
It's a little bit fast, but man, when you go to rip that grass, it's right there. It picks up that line for you so quick. So you just got to tell yourself not to crank it too fast, when you're actually fishing it.
I like throwing, I don't know if you've done it yet, but you put for me, my favorite lipless crankbait ever made is a red eye shad from KastKing. And then I just had so much luck with them. And dude, if you haven't thrown a lipless crankbait off an MG12, good God, you can sing a lipless crankbait for, I feel like, what's his name in Napoleon Dynamite? What's the Uncle Rico? It's like, man, I can throw that thing over a mountain. And it's true. Like, you can launch a lipless or so many different things with the MG12. And it's funny because in the background, I've got your picture up and you're showing off the MG12. But dude, that MG12 is legit. And I've been actually, and I agree with everything that you throw lipless with. I've used every one of those reels. But lately, as far as for covering water without a lot of grass and things like that, that MG12 is insane, and I don't have a lot of grass to fish. And I've actually, for the fun of it, and I don't think it's quite set up to crank like this, but I've been Carolina rigging with an MG12 and putting the hammer to some, and I've done well. I caught a whole bunch of 5s and 4s the other day because there's a certain lake I'm fishing and I don't want to talk about it because I don't want much. There's a certain spot I'm at, and I'm kind of holding on to that right now. I'm taking Rex out. Our line engineer, I'm taking him out Saturday. He lives in Arizona. We've been talking about getting together to fish for 2 years, and we're going to go hit this spot again. And I don't know that I'll be Carolina rigging with the MG12 this week. I'm going to kind of give it a break. But I went 2 big trips in a row, caught lots of good fish, big fish, set the hook like they were, you know what I mean? Like I'm driving a flipping hook through their face, and that MG12 just did it done. So I tell you what, I can't speak enough on how capable the MG12 is, even though I wouldn't say use an MG12 for Carolina rig or flipping and stuff like that. But I would definitely use a Mega Jaws or a Bassinator more preferably over that. And I ended up going to the Bassinator at the end of the day because I broke off on the MG12. And so I was like, all right, well, I got another Carolina rig set up, so I'll go to this one. So I went to the Bassinator and just stuck with it after I probably caught 40 some odd fish. And a solid 20 some odd of those were over 3.5 pounds easy. So, and just cranked them in, and it was good. It's been a really good, last 2 weeks for me. So
you better not tell anybody about that because that's really good.
The secret, I don't want it out yet, and it's gonna get out. I know it is because things are cracking, and it's only a matter of time. And the people that know they're starting to talk, and I'm like, stop talking, like shut up. It's gonna get all over, and then this whole thing's gonna be screwed up for us. But oh well. But anyhow, so what's the next stop that you got coming on that you're hoping to cash a check? I mean, you cash a decent check. Of course, I'm sure you'd like to get up into those 6-figure worlds. But we'd love to see you holding up a red trophy. But what is stage 3, and when is it, and where is it located?
So I leave Friday for Lake Murray, and Lake Murray, South Carolina. That's going to be. It's looking like it's probably going to be a pre-spawn event because of the weather. It's just been cold, and but of course those fish are biologically ready. They know, how long these days are getting now, and
they got calendars. Yeah, it's crazy.
Going to be stacked up pretty well, staged up pretty close to where they're going to do their thing. So it's going to be fun. I think you're really just going to have to. It's kind of scary because you can have a good practice and be kind of dialed in, but if you make a few of the wrong moves, like if you have a bad period and go to like a couple good creeks or something, pockets that you thought were good or maybe not your best thing you should have gone to, you could get left behind and maybe never catch up. So this is one instance where that's going to be very important to do, the right thing the first day of the tournament, especially after you practice 2 days and had an off day. Things have changed a little bit. That happens a lot. So I think that's going to be an important key to this tournament for sure.
Now, AJ, give us your secret spots. Sorry, but now Juan Pedro, he's saying some good things about the MG12, and I'll answer him real quick. But then I'll go back to you real fast. We are making another MG12, and it's going to be amazing. We'll see.
I didn't know.
You didn't know that? I'll
Is
text you later and tell you about it. It's going to be sick. It's dope. It's dope. It's going to be banging. Like, it'll be amazing. But anyhow,
real. And I caught some fish on that. Quite a few. I weighed on the MG12 on a jerk bait on that. So I guess I failed to mention I caught them on a jerk bait, caught some crank, caught them on a lipless mostly, and then caught them on a drop shot. Those were probably the main. But the MG12 was, man, it's just the perfect jerk bait reel. I just love that thing for that.
So I remember talking to you one of the first times that we really got to hang out and talk, and I asked you about the MG12 and if you'd been fishing with it yet. And that's the first thing you told me is, dude, you put that MG12 on a legit jerkbait rod, and it'll be the best jerkbait setup you've ever had. And from that day on, I got myself 4 MG12s, and I've spread them out just like I'm going to play with these things across the board. And dude, it is one of my all-time favorite reels. And what's crazy is I have people, they either absolutely love it or they don't like it. And I don't understand how they don't like it. I just don't get it. So, but to me, I adore that thing. Like it's money. And the new version, I'm really excited. And I'll tell you about it later because I want to wait. We should probably see it more closer to iCast. But it's neat. It's cool as can be already. So, but going back to this next stop, without giving away your angle of attack, what do you think is going to be key to being successful as far as, is it going to be finessey? Is it going to be power fishing? What do you believe is going to work for this stage 3?
Probably power fishing. And then, so we get 2 periods, without forward facing sonar and 1 with. That's going to be a key.
Okay.
How much time and practice do you go spend on these, minnow fish, trying to find minnow fish or whatever? And are they going to vanish or hit the bank or whatever, or are they going to stay for you? And then, but you gotta cover some ground on this one too, on the bank and on docks and points and all kinds of stuff to find some fish that are, set up staging that you can crank or jig or whatever. You can flip them up during the 2 periods that you don't have, forward facing sonar. You got to have that. You got to have those fish too. So,
yeah.
That's actually more part of the day than forward facing sonar is. So, but the balance in between those two is going to be key. And I'm still thinking about it, trying to really, you can think about it all you want and do all you want, but until you get there and kind of see some stuff, that's when you got to start zoning in, and you got to be ready for all these things. But then everything gets clear, as you're there and you see what
you start to build some patterns and figure out, okay, what's going to be my go-to. So you got to kind of just get out there and figure it out.
It's a big lake too. It's just got a lot of surface, like acreage and surface area. It's got a lot of tons and tons and tons of points and stuff like that. So just it can eat you alive, and you can stay in one little zone all day long and not. You really need to be able to figure out the best section of the lake to be in also at the same time. So that's also important.
Have you looked at what the weather is looking like? Is it going to be pretty stable weather, or you got some shakeups throughout the tournament, it looks like?
Well, right now it looks like they're getting a little mini front on Friday or something like that. Right now it's on a warming trend. I haven't looked today to find out the new day that has shown itself. every day, usually leading up to a tournament, I'll look every day just to see, is the all hell going to break loose, or
Right.
what do we got going on? And Bertrand, I talked to him yesterday, and he said that the 10,
He said
hopefully,
what?
I talked to Bertrand the other day, and he said the 10-day looked pretty good. So hopefully that'll hold.
Yeah. Yeah. Josh watches all that stuff, man. He's pretty good about all that. I know you and him are homies and stuff.
Yeah.
Now I've been watching the weather. Like here in Arizona today, we're in my hometown. It was 84 was the high. 84 in February, dude. That's insane. And it was 90 some odd degrees where Josh is from, and that's just gross. But the fish that I've been on, and it's funny that we're talking about weather and stuff. The water temperature on Saturday got up to like 57, almost 58 degrees.
Wow.
Now that was still like low 70s for the high. We're in the 80s throughout this week. So I'm hoping Saturday when I take Rex out, we're going to have 60 to 65 degree water temp. And if that's the case here in Arizona, it could be bananas. So I'm hoping to have some big old fat donkeys for Rex. And hopefully that plays out for you as well. So before I turn you loose, I've had you on here for about 30 minutes, and I got a whole bunch of products to talk about and not keep everybody on. Plus, you got stuff to do, and like we said, you had an early start. How can people follow you, and how can people watch what you've got going on from MLF to any other thing you got on the side? How can people follow James Elam?
So the most important thing for me is Instagram, James Elam Fishing. I just started a TikTok. Been doing some of that. I'm kind of practicing, trying to get
Gonna figure it out
slowly, and then hopefully blow it up, right? And then those are the two main things right now. On Facebook, of course, and all the Major League Fishing tournaments. If you follow those, watch those. I'll compete on the Bass Pro Tour this year. I've got Red Crest coming up, so that'll be a big tournament. So looking forward to that one.
All right. Now, before you take off, any shout outs you want to give anybody for anybody you want to say hi to? Anything going on that you need to put out there?
I don't think so. Just all the folks at KastKing, if they're watching, I gotta say, thanks to all my fans out there and sponsors and family. During this last event, it was when you do get to make it, through the tournament 4 days in a row fishing, 2 hard practice days. That's 7 days in a row of work, and you have to cut out so much, and you got to be so focused on what you're doing. You got to give it everything, and man, just to have good family behind me and support me, it's just a really good thing. So absolutely. I'm really fortunate for that.
Well, excellent, man. Well, I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule. I know, like you said, you got to get ready and get moving this week to get out there and hopefully bang out another home run. So love to see you move up that leaderboard, hopefully holding up one of those red trophies. But of course, just cashing a check. I mean, that's first thing you want to do. And then, of course, second, you want to cash the higher checks as much as you can. So
it's hard to do. It
is. It's this format it's shaking some things up, man. We lost a lot of good anglers. You know what I mean? Luckily, you made it in there. So now you're fishing red crest this year too, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, doggy. Hopefully, you hold up that big red trophy too.
Yeah, so. Better one to hold up.
Yep. That is the better one. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So. Yep. Oh, by the way, now you said you caught a 10 on a lipless. Now, does that put you in for heavy hitters?
No, that was a practice.
Bummer. You would have loved to have caught that during the tournament.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Of course, that was in practice.
Naturally, of course.
Yeah.
So, but all righty. Well, James, thanks for coming on, man. I appreciate your time. I'll be seeing. Are you going to be at the Classic?
I think I'm going to drive down for a day.
Cool. Well, if you've got any of that secret spices, make sure you bring it. I'll throw you some.
I have to work in Tulsa. Yeah, I've got a bottle of it for you in here. I've been meaning to ship it to you. But yeah, that'd be easy. If I come down there, I'll just bring it with me.
Absolutely. Cool. Well, right on, man.
Hey, thanks everybody for listening, and I'd love to come back on. So.
We'll have you anytime, man. And of course, absolutely love to have you on when you could put one of the big red trophies behind you. We got to have you on for that for sure. But anytime you want to come on, let me know. And then, of course, I'll find other positions to have you come on in here and tell some secrets. And maybe we'll just have one of these hangout days and have some fun. Maybe we'll get Josh in here, and have a non-promoting thing so we can not intervene on each other's conflicting brands and stuff. So
we'll tell you all of our secrets, and you tell us the secret lake.
I'll tell you right now. Ask Josh; he knows.
That would be fun. Me and Josh have a lot of stories over the last 10 to 12 years, however long it is we've been doing it. Just mostly funny inside jokes of just places we've stayed, people we've seen, met, just so many things that. Every now and then one of them comes to mind, but we've got a lot of funny things we could talk about.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. But you asked Josh if you want to know what the secret lake is. Ask Josh the lake that really he misses, that used to be an amazing lake in Arizona and died. And
I know.
He'll probably be like, okay. And it's close to me. He'll know. So
cool. Well, have a good night, and we'll see you next time with the big red trophy.
Yes, sir. I hope so. I want to hold you to it, but
all right.
So knock on wood. All right, James. Take it easy, man. Good luck.
Thanks, AJ. See you guys.
Thank you. All righty, guys. James Elam. All right. So that guy's a stud. That guy's so cool, man. He's such a stick, such a just genuine, cool, chill dude. I love having him on anytime I can. And you meet James in person versus what you see. I mean, he's just that guy. He's just so cool. Same thing with, like his homie Josh Bertrand. Those two are buddies, man. They're cool cats. Love the fact that they room together a lot when they're on tour and stuff. So it's cool. Yeah, Lenny, I know you know what we're talking about. The legend. This is one of the guys that goes with me right there. So we call him the legend for a reason. But all right, guys. So I do have a giveaway to announce here a little bit later, but we got a lot of products to get to. So we're going to bang those out. We're going to talk about them, and it's going to be a good time. And I'm going to try to wrap this up in about the next 20 minutes. So if you guys want to hang tight, we got quite a good amount of viewers going on right now. We're about 40 viewers. So let's just see what's crack-a-lacking and our first thing on our list. So, all right. So first thing I want to talk about in our promotion here is this one's kind of cool. So let me go ahead and pull this link up and we will get to it. Now, guys, if you're looking to pick up any of these products that I'm going to talk about on the show right now, in the comment section for Facebook and for YouTube, I have dropped those links in there so you can scroll through, see where KastKing commented. That was me. I dropped those links so you can see and click. Each one of those links will take you to the products I'm talking about. On YouTube, I've already got them listed in the description, so you can always go back in the rebroadcast or whatever, find those links and go directly to them and capture those cool deals right then and there from Amazon. But first on the list is actually a really neat one that we're going to talk about. One that you guys have all seen before, but I love the fact that we keep revisiting this line of product, and it just keeps ever expanding. So let's go ahead and bring it up right now. And I am talking about this guy right here, and it is the newest entry into the Zephyr lineup, guys. So what we've got is right here, available in a bait caster as well as a spinning rod option, is the new Zephyr. This is the green and black series. Okay. Zephyr twin tip IM6 fishing rods. Okay. So what we have is we have a stainless steel guide system. We've got zirconium oxide rings. We've got Fuji O-ring guides. We've got the drop shot style hook holder. We've got a graphite style reel seat, EVA fighting button handle. This thing is awesome. But what I really like about it is it is an IM6. Okay. And anytime you get into an IM6 rod or up, you've got a really good rod there. IM6 to me is the benchmark of good. So once you get IM6 and you go up, it is definitely the route you want to go. So IM6 should be your benchmark for such a great system right here. We've got that in the new Zephyr twin tip, available in bait casting as well as spinning. Now, in some of the other twin tips that we've released recently and talked about, they have a twin tip in case it's the same action. So you have the exact same action in case you break it. You've got a backup. It's great system to have. But in the new Zephyr lineup, you have twin tips with different actions all in the tip. So the base of the rod down low where the backbone starts, that is going to be the same. Your action changes on the other half. So like right here on this one, on this spinning setup, I have a medium heavy, and it actually is marked right there at the spigot joint, medium heavy. Another cool feature that KastKing started doing, and the other tip would be like say medium. But one other cool thing about those twin tips too, and the spigot joint being a two-piece rod, they're now starting to put this little, here, let me get it closer to the screen here so you guys can see it. They're putting this little guide there. We get so many people wondering, do I smash this spigot joint together and get rid of this gap? Because I can see the raw blank. That's fine. You don't want to get rid of that raw blank. It's the way it's supposed to be. Don't force that thing together and just split your rod. It's not right. So KastKing has heard and seen the need from people confused by that and put in this little guide to let you know, hey, this little spigot joint right here, that's the way it's supposed to be. That's the way it's supposed to look. Don't destroy it. It also has two little guide dots on it to where you can actually line those guides up and get it more. It just helps get it, lined up more efficiently and quickly. And like I said, both the spinning version as well as the bait casting version come with two different actions, from like medium to medium light or to medium heavy. You get actions like that. Like I said, whether it's going to be the spinning or it's the bait casting version. And you have several different sizes to choose from. First thing to note is take advantage of the 20% off right there, okay? Click on that. Save 20% off, $64 for this awesome rod setup. You guys can't beat it. Now, you have a 6'8" medium to medium heavy in spinning. You have a 6'2" in casting, medium light to medium. In medium to medium heavy casting, you have a 6'8". You have in casting a 7'4", medium to medium heavy. Spinning, you have a 6'2", medium light to medium. You have a 6'8", medium light to medium in spinning. You have a 7-foot medium to medium heavy. Spinning, you have a medium light to medium and a 7-foot. Spinning, you have a 7'4", medium to medium heavy. And casting, you also have a 7'4", medium heavy to heavy. So that's actually really cool that you've got that in the new Zephyr system. And like I said, it is an IM6 technology blank with premium Fuji guides, as well as those real seats, hook holder, and the EVA fighting butt. So guys, check that out. This is a winning setup in the new Zephyr line. And I'm going to tell you another secret. I'll give you a sneak peek later tonight. There's more coming from the Zephyr lineup, okay? And I'm gonna give you a sneak peek, so stay tuned for that. All right, we're gonna keep moving along, guys, because like I said, we got some products to cover in quite a bit, and I don't want to keep you guys on the show too long. So, all right, those are out of the way. Let's go to our next lineup. So, next thing on part is going to be the new Intimidator fishing knife set. Let me grab those real quick, pull up this link. Where is the Intimidator? Which I believe we talked about this last week, but we're going to show it again right quick. Let me grab it for you guys. Just a second. I'm going to throw this up on screen. Share this tab instead. So there's the new Intimidator knife set. I did show it last week. And it is right here. Wait. Uh-oh, it's hung up on a jerk bait. I can't make this stuff up. That's what happens when you have a triple treble jerkbait in the way. Okay. Chaos ensues on the line. All right. So what we have right here is the Intimidator knife set. Sorry, guys, I got hung up on a jerkbait, and it took me a minute to get it unloosed because, yes, I have rods and reels everywhere. So in the fishing room. This is the Intimidator knife set. This thing is fantastic. It comes with a cutting board, polymer cutting board. You have the special gloves that will help prevent slippage from whatever that you're holding, especially a fish when you're filleting it, and reduce cuts. You do also have the straightening hone, or as some people call it, a sharpening hone. It's mainly to straighten the blade. Everybody believes you're sharpening the blade. You're actually not. You're laying that blade straight to get it the sharp edge. Then, and that's with every hone like that. Then you have all three of your different knife sizes, okay? So the kit I'm showing you right now is the $64.99 kit. you're getting the 9-inch blade, you get the 7-inch fillet knife blade, and then you also get the deboning blade. So all in a cool carrying case that does zip up or Velcro together. So you got the gloves, you got the cutting board, you got the straightening or honing stone right here to straighten your blade, which does give it the feeling that it is sharp. But normally in any knife, any quality knife, 90% of the time your blade doesn't get dull, it bends over. So when you're cutting straight, you're actually hitting that edge of that bend, and you just want to take with that stone, straighten that blade, and then all of a sudden you're cutting sharp again. That is a killer setup, guys. Comes in a couple different things, option to choose from. You can go ahead and get just the knife set, no gloves, no cutting board in its own case, and you're going to actually get 4 knives with that one. That one's going to be $53.99. Then you have the single where you can get the 9-inch or you can get the 7-inch blade with honing stone right there. I think you should pull the trigger and get the $64.99 set. It's killer. But first thing first, click that 20% off coupon, then add it to your cart, and that is going to do so well for you guys right there. These handles are super comfortable. They clean super easy. Oh, I almost forgot. You have the fish descaler. So it is right. Hold on. Let me get the right picture up here. This one. So right there, as you can see, that little claw-looking thing just above the gloves is to help you remove scales from fish. Plus, it's got a bottle cap opener on it. So that's even better, guys. So, I mean, that's worth the $64 right there to be able to open up them cold beverages. So, guys, click that 20% off, add it to cart, and you can thank me later. That is the new KastKing Intimidator knife set. So, all right. We're moving to the next one. But wait, guys, there's more. And then I'm also going to tell you guys who is going to win our giveaway. So let's move on. And I'll let that person pick from a couple options in their win if they are watching. Seth says, I need a fishing trip with Give It Away AJ. Seth, I might be calling you. Okay. Might be calling you for possibly this weekend. I got to see. Taking Rex out, and I'm waiting on some other VIP that is part of my sponsors to see if they're going to go with me or not on this trip. If not, then I've got an open seat for you. So, all right, moving on. So we've got the next thing on our list. Where did it go? Where did it go? We are looking at, this one right here. This is such a great setup right here, guys. Let's go ahead and share this one coming right up. Share this to the screen. Guys, this is a good setup. I think you guys are going to like this one. Ooh, I got to present it. I know I like it. Actually used it this weekend. Not this specific one, but I already have one already rigged up on a pole, and I put my cousin on it when we went out to our little secret spot, and that is the Mega Jaws spinning reel. Okay, so this is you have the Mega Jaws Elite, and then you have your standard grade Mega Jaws, and that's what this thing is right here. It is still a fantastic, lightweight yet powerful Nyliplex frame, okay? So that's still going to give you a very rigid frame. It's going to allow a little bit of flex, but it's still very robust. It is super strong. Comes in a 6:2-to-1 gear ratio as well as a 5:2-to-1 gear ratio. It's also got the spool pre-knurled or knurled, not gnarled, pre-knurled for whether you want to go braid, if you want to go mono, whatever you feel like, you can, but it is braid ready with those knurls. It is a 10+1 stainless steel shielded ball bearing setup. So yeah, you can use this guy for saltwater applications. It's available in a 2000 series all the way up into a 5000 series. Of course, your lower gear ratio, like the 2000 and 3000 shown here, is available in a 6:2-to-1. In your higher gear ratios, 4000, 5000, it's going to be the 5:2-to-1. Triple disc carbon fiber drag, boasting up to 40 pounds of drag. Well, actually 39.5, but let's round it off and call it 40, ladies and gentlemen, on that triple disc carbon fiber drag, which is adjusted right here. I like that cool little design that you have on that drag knob. Super awesome. But speaking of knobs, let's talk about that EVA comfort grip mounted on this aluminum handle. And of course, its color scheme is just beautiful. I love it. You got this aluminum CNC machine spool with our patented design for that, allowing that line to strip off easy when you're casting. Guys, it is such a super cool deal. Now, you can buy this just the reel by itself in a 3000, 2000, 5000, 4000, whatever you want, and it starts at $79.99. But make sure you click that 20% off coupon. Or this guy is also available in bundles. You can put this Mega Jaws spinning on a Crixus. You can get it mounted onto a Perigee rod, Perigee 2, or you can put it on a Spartacus 2 rod and get some hammer braid with it. Those combos are going anywhere between $124, $126, and $139. So definitely check those out, guys. Add it to your cart and get hooked up. This is definitely a very capable reel at a good price point. Totally love it. So if you're not looking to pull the trigger on that black and purple Mega Jaws Elite, maybe black and purple is not your thing. Maybe you don't need an aluminum Elite Series reel. You're a weekend warrior. You want to get that price point down from $130 down to in the $70 to $80 world. This is definitely a great option for you in the Mega Jaws or the Mega Jaws spinning non-elite. So that is a cool one. That is definitely a cool product right there to get going for you. So now let's show another one right here that I think a lot of you guys are definitely going to want to pick up, whether you're just getting into fishing. You would definitely want a low entry combo. Maybe you're going to introduce a family member into fishing or whatnot. And this is going to be that perfect setup for you in the KastKing Brutus. Okay, this is the Brutus combo. Check this guy out. Now, what you've got here is a spin cast. Okay, it also is available in a standard spinning reel, but I've got the spin cast series right here that you guys can get. It's available in a 5.6 medium to medium heavy system, which is what I'm showing you right now in that 5.6. You can also get it in a 6'6" rod and spin cast. But in spinning, it's got more options. You can get it in a 6.6 medium. You can get it in 6.6 medium heavy. You can get it in a 7-foot rod, as well as a light series on a 2000 size reel, only in a 6-foot rod. But this is also going to have a linear S-glass technology to it. So this rod right here is going to be a lot more durable. It's going to be a lot like those ugly ones that you see out there. This rod action will. So it's super durable. You're going to be able to beat your kids with it. I mean, beat the neighbor's dog. I mean, it'll take a beating and it'll just keep on taking a lick. So this is definitely a great low investment introduction style rod that is super capable. That's great for anybody that's looking to get into fishing that may be challenged with a spinning reel or challenged with a bait caster. This is that great starting setup, and it is ambidextrous. You can move the handle from left to right. It is a great setup right here, guys. And coming in for a fully loaded combo at $79, guys, don't forget to click that 20% off coupon, guys, before you add it to cart and get it taken care of in that Brutus combo. This is great for anybody, whether young or old, that struggles to get the spinning reel or bait caster down. This is your best friend right here. It's very reminiscent to the old Zebco days right there, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, indeed. So, all right. So that is the Brutus combo. Guys, click that coupon in. Just in case you guys are looking for those links again, I'm going to drop them right now in the comment section again for everything I'm talking about tonight. You will be able to see it for YouTube as well as Facebook. So, all right, next product on the list. Like I said, I'm trying to bang these suckers out for you guys. That way we're not eating up too much of your guys' time, because I understand on the East Coast, it's getting late for y'all. All right, this is kind of a cool bag right here. These are brand new to the show. It is the new KastKing Bait Space, and these look very similar to that new tackle bag I was telling you about, but not quite that size. So if you're looking for something more small and compact, it is definitely going to be the KastKing Bait Space fishing sling bag. Okay, this is great for your fishing gear and your equipment. It does have a spot for a rod holder right here, so you can actually mount your rod and have it to the side. You also have other different loops, water bottle holder or beverage holder. You have these different rings that you can clip and tether different type of tooling and things on. And of course, you have pockets on pockets. You have little spots here. You can definitely put your bait inside here, different pockets for, say, put your fishing line in, spinner baits, bladed jigs, worms. You have this cool like Rolodex style PVC envelope system for a lot of your different bait and tackles for easy access. And like I said, there is an internal pocket sleeve right there in this sling. Then you also still have pockets right here to the outside of this exterior, the facing area. Let's see here. Let's get this open for you. So you can definitely see here's that pouch on the Velcro side. So whether you want to put your glasses in here, snacks, maybe some of your terminal tackle, things of that nature can go in this front flip pocket. But then you also have your zipper to be able to put your different like 3600 style series tackle boxes in there, whether it's the Hyper Seals or traditional style tackle boxes. It will hold 2 or 3 in there and do very well for you. And then, of course, you have a dual zipper system on it. Now, on the back side, you can wear it as a sling, or you can unzip it, and it now becomes a like micro or mini backpack for you. It does have the breathable padding. That way you don't get sweaty back. Nobody wants sweaty back when they're doing anything. It's just really not, it's not great. It's not great, ladies and gentlemen. This is a killer setup. It's available in multiple different color options. Like showing you right now is that kind of that black and gray camo. You also do have khaki style color right here. That is available as well, outfitted the same. And then you kind of have this cool like zigzag pattern right, where did it go? Right. It's a gray option. Where did it go? It's hiding from me. But you have, so you see how you have the zigzag pattern that is also available on this guy right here. Let me find which one that exactly is. It's going to be this one here. Now, it doesn't pop as good as you can see. Like you can see that print pops a lot more in person than it does on the photo. The photo doesn't do any justice for it as compared to is in person. These are a beautiful sling bag, guys, that also double as a backpack when you unzip them down the center. Now, you do have a big savings on this one. It's a $32 investment, guys, no matter what you're looking at, unless you're going for the one that's loaded with the two 3600 series tackle boxes. So you can get them with tackle boxes or without. So without $32.99, with $49.95, but make sure you click that 30% off coupon and get hooked up. Okay. So next on the list, we're going to bring to the show, and then we're about to wrap it up here pretty quick. We're getting there. And it's going to be these guys right here. So this might be what you guys are after and looking forward to. Let's share this one right there. Nope, that's not what I wanted to share. What is going on? Where did it go? Oh, it's right here. We'll just talk about these and we'll save that for last. Okay, so we talked about them last week. They're still on promo special, guys. It is KastKing's longest running, most affordable braid that is absolutely legit. This braid right here has won so many tournaments without breaking the bank. I can't tell you how many people around the world has used this. Hold on. I got to post this because he's gloating. Yeah, he does. And I'm offended. I'm offended. Okay. Listen here, home office. I'm giving away AJ. I've been around longer than Jose. How come he got that reel? You know what reel we're talking about, home office. Why did Jose get it before me? Nope. No, we're fighting right now, home office. We're fighting because Jose is already gloating that he's got it before I do. And he's probably going to have it for a long time before I get it. So you know what? My feelings are hurt and it's just the way it's going to be. So I'm just going to have to deal with Jose gloating and just rubbing it in. All right. So anyways, Jose's got a reel that I don't have. It's coming out soon, and I'm going to have to wait like you guys to get it. But he's got it, and it's offensive. And I'm truly offended. So just so you guys know, oh, God, and he even got to use it today. See, now he's just rubbing it in. Now you're just rubbing it in. And sent me pictures and videos of it. So it's just offensive. It's offensive. So, all right, enough of my spoiled brat tantrum. Guys, right here, the Superpower braid with ColorShield, been around forever. It's actually what put us on the map as a Superpower braid. And of course, we always keep ever evolving it. Okay. So with the Superpower braid ever evolving, we constantly want to make sure it stays a quality product. So when it first came out, that Superpower braid was a legit braid 10, 12 years ago. It is still every bit as legit, but even more so because it's gotten all the modern updates as technology improves. We incorporate that back into our original OG Superpower braid. So with that said, you've got new ColorShield fasting technology that definitely keeps this stuff holding its color for a long time, definitely outperforming the competition, especially and ColorShield technology. Now, you have a lot of different colors to choose from Blue Smoke to Chameleon to Freedom colors, which is kind of cool. It's a red, white, and blue right there. I think that's the one that Elam and Trump are using right now. You've got good old-fashioned black, and these are also available in big bulk spools. You got blue, you've got moss green, you've got neon green, which is like a chartreuse. You have red, you have white. Then you have in your X8s, you have the blue, the moss green, the neon green, red, and white. So these are going to be great systems for you guys. And like I said, they're available in bulk spools as well, like 500-yard and 1,000-yard spools in some of your pound testage. So guys, click that 20% off coupon, get hooked up for some Superpower braid with ColorShield, and go catch a donkey, okay? Go catch a biggin, a biggin. So last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and bring it up, and we'll round this off, and then I'll announce our winner from last week. I don't want to share that. Why am I sharing that? Oh, well, we'll get to it. It's going to be this guy right here. I didn't mean to click that. Share this tab instead. It is the brand new. It's hard to keep an eye on the comments, keep an eye on text messages from home office, keep an eye on what my screens are showing, as well as engaging with you guys. Sometimes you guys get, yes, thick spools, Jose, with the thick lips. Anyways, good old Jose keeping me going. Oh, I almost forgot to tell you guys, going back to the Brutus, it comes with, in those tackle boxes, those combos, it comes with a little tackle box that already comes with bait. So you get kind of like these little Ned rig tubes right here. You get grubs, you get some drop shot weights, you get split shots, you get hooks, you get some finesse worms, you get a little stringer, you get some spoons, as well as some other hooks, swivels. Guys, it is a great little tackle box that is a good starter point for a lot of those different people in your family. I almost forgot that comes as part of the combos for the Brutus rod and reel. So I apologize. It was sitting right here covered. I had accidentally covered it up in that fishing line. But yes, you get a little tackle box that comes as part of those combos right now with those Brutuses. So one other good reason to choose the Brutus combo for those people just getting to it. But last but not least, guys, it is the new KastKing SteelStream pliers available in a couple different options. So let's go ahead and bring them out. This is the finesse combo tool. Okay, so you've got the finesse combo tool, and it is going to be a cool setup right here. That's going to allow you to do a couple different things for Nico rigs as well as wacky rigs. And then you have the standard pliers. Ooh, uh-oh. I need to cut this open. This one, I thought I had cut open already. It's a good thing I have my handy dandy X-Acto right there, ready to go. So let's go ahead and open this other standard style pliers. So this is such a great looking set of pliers right here, guys. It is very similar to some of the other pliers that we have released in the past. You do have the carbide nippers on the side. This is going to be saltwater friendly. Kind of has that the Gila pliers access point right here, the pivot point. You do have a lot of different tooling options for straightening and tuning different baits, crimping split shots. You got the knurling for, like I said, tuning the baits, and you also have a D-ring split plier setup right there. Again, carbide nippers. It is a cool setup right here. And then, of course, you have a lock function to where you can lock them down with that lock, or you can unlock them and use them. They do come with their own carry case and lanyard that is also suction cup right there. So for myself and my bass boat, there's a couple times where I've been taking a lot of people out, like I'll be taking Rex out and maybe another VIP or even Seth, my buddy from Safford, take them out. And there's pliers needed in the back of the boat. I'm busy in front of the boat. Sometimes we get a double hookup. They need pliers. I got a fish on, or the wind's blowing. I'm running the trolling motor, anything going like that. Now I've got a spot lock, baby. But anyways, hit that. But I can now suction cup this to one of the back consoles towards the rear of the boat, or you can do it on your kayak or whatever you need. However you need to suction cup this, and now you have a set of pliers tucked out of the way and easy to get. So it's a great option. And like I said, they are saltwater friendly, being made from 304 aluminum. Now, you have that same option in the finesse system. Now let's go over here to the finesse pliers and show those. So you've got the pliers. We talked about those. We've got the case, talked about those. But now you have the finesse tooling right here. And what this is, it is a setup for you to go ahead and slide an O-ring over, and then, of course, put it on a Senko and let go of your O-ring and slide it off. So now you can set up a wacky rig super easy with these finesse pliers and O-rings rather than run that hook through your wacky rig or through your Senko or Sticko or whatnot. I just read your message there, Jose. But anyways, it is a great setup right there. So this is such a cool finesse system in this option, guys. You're going to want to take advantage of that. And coming in at such a cool price, $31.99. You can't beat that price. The other one for just the pliers coming in at $25.99. But again, you know how KastKing does it. Anytime we're introducing a new product, we want to trickle those savings down to the customers and get these goodies in the consumer's hands as fast as possible so they can start reaping the benefits of our designs. We like to throw some discounts in there. Click that 30% off coupon, save that cash, and get hooked up today. So guys, that's what we're after. That's what we're going to do it for. Yes, pliers for Senkos. You're darn tootin' fig Newton Bass Bros. That is exactly what we've got for you. Now, let's go ahead and announce our giveaway. And I'm going to do something cool. I'm going to let this giveaway winner, when they contact me, pick between, do they want the pliers that I just showed you guys? Do they want one of the Brutus combos? Or are they after one of the sling bags? I'll let that winner choose exactly who it's going to be. But our winner from last week in the random drawing was a gentleman, or could be a gentlewoman from YouTube. And that winner was Joe Cool. And that person, they need to, it's kind of a vague name, I know, but that was who was randomly hit. So Joe Cool, if you're watching, you need to message me on Facebook Messenger, a.j.gore, G-O-R-E. I'm the gentleman holding up a fish in a straw hat on Facebook. Hit me up on Messenger and take a screenshot of you logged into your YouTube channel. Send me that screenshot to verify you are actually the real Joe Cool, and I know exactly what I'm looking for whenever you send me that picture. I'll verify that. I'll get your shipping information, and I will ship that out with last week's other winners that are going to be submitted this week, and we'll get you taken care of, and you get your choice whether you want the new pliers, whether you want a Brutus combo, or you want one of those new tackle sling bags, and we'll get you dialed in. All right, Joe Cool, congratulations to you. Again, Jerry's right on it for sure. Exactly. Mandy knows what's up. So, yes, Joe Cool, you got it. And then, of course, Ray's got it in there. So, guys, that's going to do it for me. Thank you guys for tuning in to tonight's show. Definitely check out the comment section. I've got all those links listed so you can immediately go to these products that I was showing you guys and get it taken care of and get hooked up. So, guys, check them out. Oh, I offered a sneak peek of some new products that are coming. So, here's a quick sneak peek. Remember those tackle bags I was telling you about? Here they are. They look fantastic. So that's your sneak peek on that. Here is another sneak peek of something else coming in a future show real soon. That's all I'm going to show you right there. And then Milton, please don't fall. Don't hit the ground. I saved it. We're good. Milton, this one's for you, buddy. See that handle? That suggests that it's saltwater friendly. New saltwater combo coming? Yeah, guys. You're going to want to tune in soon to get the goods on those 3 new sneak peeks that I showed you guys. All righty. I'm out of here, guys. You guys have a great night, and we'll see you guys next Tuesday night when I go live. And we just might have another fantastic giveaway. Oh, you know what? Jose's like, AJ, I got like 45 tackle bags. Well, good. Why don't you go put your head in one of them, Jose? Just go put your head in one of those tackle bags.